This is a special edition of WeatherScope, comprehensive severe weather coverage from the Weather Channel.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jill Brown here in the Weather Channel Forecast Center talking about severe weather for about the third day in a row. We've had a lot of storms. We will continue to see stormy weather through this evening, and then we'll be talking about cold, so we'll get to that in a moment. Let me show you the current map. We'll do the setup here. It is one long front here stretching our storms from New York all the way down into Florida. This will quickly be exiting, so you won't have to deal with the stormy and very wet weather for much longer. However, the next few hours are going to be a little on the tricky side. As you can see here, tornado watches extend all along the front down to the South Carolina coastline. They do not extend down into Florida. This same front did a lot of damage yesterday and even Wednesday evening. As you can see, all the blue dots indicate wind or hail damage reported, and the red triangles that you see through this area indicate where tornado touchdowns were reported, and we're getting those reports extending into today as well. As a matter of fact, we've had reports of some damage up into Pennsylvania in Bedford County. On the phone with us now is Norma Ickes, the chairman of the Bedford County Commissioner. And Norma, we do have reports of some severe weather, even tornado touchdowns in Bedford County. What have you seen? I know you were out touring the damage this morning.
Yes, I was, Jill. And just a few moments ago, a representative from the National Weather Service arrived here, and they've confirmed that tornadoes have touched down at 2 locations in Bedford County. Right now, he's out with our Emergency Management Director, Dan Batesman, and they're surveying to find the strength of the tornado, the width, damage, and so forth. We have 2 areas of concentration here for the damage in Bedford County. The first area is Wolfsburg. I saw there that there was 1 home destroyed. In fact, it was moved 10 feet off its foundation, and 9 others were heavily damaged. We have about $200,000 to $300,000 worth of damage so far in just that area. Another section of our county, which is New Enterprise, there we unfortunately had a hospitalization. A man living in a house trailer had to be hospitalized after the tornado flipped that trailer 3 times. There's also 3 barns and another house that has been destroyed.
Well, Norma, I know that the severe weather now is well to your east. However, it's probably still raining in your area. Is that causing additional problems?
Well, it is raining. The rains have tapered off significantly. However, we are keeping a watchful eye on our stream and creek banks. We are very prone to flooding here in this section of Pennsylvania.
Alrighty, thank you, Norma Ickes, the chairman, Bedford County Commissioner in Pennsylvania. Hopefully conditions will improve there. Well, we'll take you up into New York, and we've had some problems with flooding here. Take a look at our radar estimate of precipitation. Where you see the darkest green, and there are several really small spots, we are talking about anywhere from 1.5 to probably 3 inches of rain if you look at our legend here. And that, of course, has caused some problems with flooding. And all of the rain has not just come since 7 o'clock this morning. This is since 7 o'clock this morning. We also had rain last night. So grounds are saturated and flooding has begun. You're looking at central New York. Syracuse, the last several hours here, has been reporting heavy rain. The counties now, Seneca, maybe one of the hardest hit right through here. Widespread flooding. State of emergency has been declared. We also have flooding down through Steuben, Schuler, Cayuga, and on over into Onondaga County as well. And you can see the severe weather through here. It appears to be most intense now from about Washington, D.C. down through the Richmond area. And I want to show you a close-up of this radar because the thunderstorms are really pretty intense at this time and moving very quickly to the northeast. We do have 1 tornado warning that remains in effect at this time. Chesterfield and Enrico County, that's right here around the Richmond area. You can see the really dark red on that map. Tornado warning in effect until 3:05 Eastern time. These storms are moving to the northeast at about 50 miles per hour, so really moving quickly here. And storms, of course, extend all the way down into Florida. We'll be checking those radars again coming up shortly. We also have a cold weather forecast to tell you about, and we'll tell you about that as we throw it back to the studio.
Thanks a lot, Jill. We'll talk about the residents of California. We'll enjoy another warm day today with highs in the 70s and 80s. Meanwhile, in the Plains and Rockies, it's going to be windy. Highs will be in the 40s and 50s today. Places like Denver, Colorado can expect a high in the 50s today, 60s tomorrow. That's a lot warmer than what you've seen the last couple of days when residents were forced to wear jackets and hats as they turned out to celebrate the City Zoo's 100th birthday. It was partly cloudy and the high was only 48 degrees, but you're back into the 50s today and 60s tomorrow, but once again it will be very much on the windy side. I'll show you what's going on right now with the satellite picture. You can see we're looking at most of the heaviest weather in the country now. Still moving through the eastern part of the country. The eastern seaboard is going to get socked once again. We'll have live reports coming in all afternoon long through this evening on the severe weather situation from New England down into Florida. And it looks like much of the Tennessee Valley now beginning to cool down and dry out. Some good news after some turbulent weather last night and early this morning. Again, you can see some high clouds beginning to spill across the Plain States. Not bad there at all. And then once again, Denver will be looking at some windy conditions, but at least you'll be looking at some conditions beginning to warm up during the next 24 hours. Here's a look at our current weather map. Large area of high pressure now developing over the Rockies. Low pressure developing once again over Virginia. In between, we're going to funnel down some strong northerly winds. And with those tightly packed isobars, you know there's going to be a chill in the air for sure. Temperatures now along the eastern seaboard ahead of the front. Not bad in the 70s. Behind the front, we're talking about temperatures mostly in the 40s. It's that temperature contrast. In some cases, some 30 degrees than what they were 24 hours ago. And around Charleston, West Virginia, some almost 40 degrees cooler than what you saw 24 hours ago. And that is setting the stage once again for severe weather from the Carolinas up into New York and Pennsylvania, including Philadelphia, as of the present time. So overall, looking at some nasty weather indeed. The west is quiet, it's going to be dry, while the east is looking at additional rainfall, which could produce some more flooding up and down the eastern seaboard from the mid-Atlantic on northward, including Boston beginning later on tonight. Let's show you the current weather map, and we're going to go ahead and show you what's going to be happening with our forecast series. We'll put your Weather Channel maps into motion, and you can see as we do so, we'll watch for this storm system right here begin to rocket its way on towards the north. In its wake, strong northwesterly winds. Here comes the snow now back into the eastern lakes, maybe as far south as Charleston, West Virginia, and also around Beckley by late Saturday afternoon. And it's going to be breezy and much cooler all the way down to the Gulf Coast all weekend long. Good chance of more rainfall where you see the dark green. That will be locally heavy. Lake effect snow squalls begin in earnest this afternoon and tonight to the lee side of Lake Superior. For the eastern lakes, you'll be looking at more of that developing as well. Look at the forecast lows tomorrow morning. 30s all the way down to the Gulf Coast. 30s for highs tomorrow. Minneapolis, Chicago, Indy, over towards Columbus, Ohio, and Pittsburgh. It doesn't get much better as we look at Saturday into Sunday and the Monday. It's going to be a chilly weekend for the eastern part of the nation, but still warm and dry in the west, as you can see. Again, we'll pick up those snow squalls, rain changing to snow showers by Sunday in the northeast, and they'll stick around right through Monday. Well, let's look at the national forecast. Up next, a look at the traveling conditions around the country. Looks like it's going to be a real mess for the northeast. Could be looking at more heavy rainfall and flooding too.